Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings tryna let the spirit guide, keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings tryna let the spirit guide, keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings tryna let the spirit guide, keep it in the tribe.
The black man, because now we're called black people, not nigger anymore, right? Okay. English Standard Version, huh?
Oh, that's just like a
It's the so nigger, you know, nigger means
no,
black.
no, yeah.
They teach you in school now that nigger means uneducated person.
Oh, ignorant.
That's not true. That's a new definition. The etymology of nigger is black. Niger, niger, right? It's Latin.
I'm saying fuck because you got it right. Like fuck,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got it right.
No. I'm just explaining for the camera. So, look. English, right? English Standard Version. Now there were at the church of Antioch prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called niggers. Berean version. Now at the church of Antioch, there were teachers as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called niggers. You could go on all day. It's going to say the same thing, either nigger or black man, right? Because, I mean, none of the translations are different. I can show it to you. You can look at it. So these are all of the different Bible translations. And you can go through the whole Bible and look at it. They teach you that all these Bible translations actually say something different because they want you to believe the Bible is fake. It's been changed over time. Which one are you supposed to believe? They all say the same thing.
So you're here just to prove that the Bible is...
We're here to prove that the so-called black people are the people of the Bible. We're not actually a pull out the crayon box like nigger or black. We're actually an Israelite according to the Bible. And there's a certain task that comes with that nationality that was taken from us from slavery. We can prove all of that stuff. The Atlantic slave trade, the way we live now as Americans, and not calling ourselves Israelites, all of that stuff is prophesied in the Bible. So if you continue to, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news and stuff, but World War III is approaching. Y'all continue to live from there. Huh?
I pray to my ancestors and don't.
You know, you can pray it don't, but it's prophesied to come. And it's happening exactly the way the Bible that people think is fake, it says it's going to happen. So we know for a fact that it's going to happen exactly the way the Bible, it's going to continue to happen exactly the way the Bible says it's going to happen. Because everything it said so far has happened. As far as the slavery, to them killing us and getting away not guilty, as far as the cops, you know, Sandra Bland, Marcus Garvey, Philando Castile, Michael Brown, all of the people, right?
Question.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Why?
Because I'm just like, you know, God, He's all powerful while we get on earth like this. Why would He have His people suffering?
Good question. Give me Leviticus 26.
You know? You're supposed to be all powerful, yet you have your people.
In fact,
you die off the road in Americans are slaughtered.
Yeah.
I don't even know half of my tribe.
And you know, so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans be the Israelites today. And I'll explain to you why. So, do you know anything about the Bible? I know you said you don't believe in it, but do you know anything about it?
A little bit.
A little bit. Do you know the position of the Israelites in the Bible?
No.
No. Because the Jehovah's Witnesses aren't going to teach you that, right? Those wicked motherfuckers over there are not going to teach you what the Bible says. Go ahead.
Hey, I gotta go speak to them too.
Yeah, they're right over there.
I've been left out of there when I was like 13.
26 and 35.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse
I
35.
thought y'all was closer to them because I saw them up here when I was walking up.
As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest.
Go to 30. I might be too far out.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 30. And I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you.
So there's a reason He's going to be doing this. He's going to be killing us, allowing us to die in the place that we're at, right? Get thrown and shot and killed by the crackers out here that just try to kill us and stuff like that. And they're going to not go to jail for it. That's Zechariah 11 and 5. The oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Because they're the ones in the court that also become the judge as well, right? So we just seen the sister. What's the sister name that just got shot in the face?
Sandra Manson.
Yeah, Sonya Manson. We just got get shot in the face by that big white Christian dude, right? You know, he's going to get off not guilty. What? Just like the other one did. The only one that's going to jail is the dude that stepped on the dude's neck. And he's going to get the appeal in a couple of years. And the other girl that killed both of John. And she's already changed her name and gone to protect.
She's probably already out now, yeah.
So, go ahead.
Verse 31. And I will make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation.
That's why we got TV, the Snake and Jake, and Creflo, Holler for the Dollar, doing things at the church that we're not supposed to be doing, right? Just raping people and taking their money, right? And Diddy. Right? So, go ahead.
And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors.
Yep. And He's not rocking with us, right? So why is it that the all-powerful God is like that? Deuteronomy chapter 28. So there's curses in the Bible, right? As far as blessings. Well, I mean, as well as blessings.
So witchcraft.
Huh? No, I ain't saying nothing about witchcraft. I said curses and blessings. People associate witchcraft with that because of spookism, right? But before spookism was invented, because we also invented that back when we were in Greece around 1100 BC. The Bible's older than that. Moses and the law that he gave us is older than that. So the original law we got, it involves
you doing,
blessings and curses, right? If we do things that the Most High told us to do, we get these blessings, right? There was something called the Dark Ages. It was a 1,200-year time period where Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans ruled the whole planet. We ruled England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, the Netherlands, the Americas, all that stuff, right? And now they're changing the history. They've whitewashed everybody. They white, right? The first white ruler of France was Napoleon, King Louis XVI, 17, 15, 14, 13, Henry the First, Fourth. The first people fourth, all the niggas was black. I got pictures of them on my phone right now. Right? King James, the first king of England, last king of Scotland and Wales, he was black. His whole line is black, right? That's why Jewish people are called Jewish, right? Irish people called Irish. Scottish people, Scottish. English people, English, and British people, British, right? The Brits were us. The Ingles were us. The Scots, Scot means black. Ire means black. Scotland was literally black land, right? It comes from the name Scotia, which was the queen that we took our name from. She was also a black woman, right? Who was married to the king Lassamadan, who was a man that we took the name from of a tribe in the Bible, right? So, yeah.
Sodomians.
All of that is history that they don't teach us in the schools, right? Because they only teach us their history in the schools. It's to not let us know who we actually are. Because once 1/3 of us find out who we are and come back to the culture that we lost, we're supposed to get our heritage back according to the prophecy. And we move closer to World War III, which is how we know it's going to happen because more of us are waking up, right? So whether you guys wake up or not, the bombs are going to fly to America. You either get to live through it as an Israelite or die in it as an American, right? Most High will. That's what the prophecy says.
Some will and some won't.
Yeah,
Turn back to your heritage and culture.
that's what the promise is. If you return back and endure to the end, you're supposed to make it.
What's the curse we?
I'm about to give you the curses.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah, I want to know the curse that
I'll
has
answer that in a second.
millions of people massacred.
I want one. You're going to learn today, brother. You start at one. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his
So
commandments.
look, the Jehovah Wickedness didn't teach you this, right? The Bible here is talking about possession, right? You heard of possessive words before? It said the Lord thy God, right? Thy is a possessive word. He's saying this God right here is only the God of the people he's speaking to. He's only talking to the Israelites here. This is Moses giving the Torah to the Israelites. This is the book of, what book is that?
Deuteronomy.
You know what Deuteronomy is?
Yeah.
Second law, right? So Genesis through Deuteronomy is the Torah, right? Christians don't deal with that for some reason. But this is the law that Moses gave to the Israelites, who the same law that Jesus told the Christians to follow in Matthew chapter 2, right? And none of the Christians know any other law. It don't make no sense. So this is the Torah, right? Where the law comes from. He's giving us the second telling of the law. And in that second telling, he said what?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken
It's
diligently
hotter right now than it was in the summertime.
Feel like it.
unto the
Right
voice
here.
of the
The
Lord
sun is
thy
right
God,
here.
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And like I said, there was a time period where we ruled everything on the planet, right? All these black people, all these black statues. This is the King of Bulgaria. This is the King of Rome. This is Saint Clement. This is a picture of Michael the Angel, right? These are the three holy monarchs from Russia, right? Saint Basil the Great, Saint Gregory the Theologian, Saint John. Like, they're all niggas, right? So, not Middle Eastern, but black, right? Negad. So, huh?
I'm just trying to feel like what we did. Like, did we? Like, did you like? Is it like that
What do
Adam
we
and
do?
Eve stuff? How you bit from the fruit?
Similar, but a lot of different, right? Here's the difference. We were given the knowledge this time, right? Adam and Eve was told not to deal with it. They dealt with it, right? So we was given the knowledge. We was given the law to be above all people on the face of the earth. That's what Deuteronomy 7:6 says, right? The same book here at the beginning. So we're supposed to be the top people on the planet. He says if we keep listening to these laws and keep doing it, we'll stay the top people on the planet. That's how we got to do this, right? We founded Greece. Hercules was really black. He was Herculean, right? Herculean. You know what I'm saying? That's what his name is in the Greek. And then they changed it to Heracles and made him white with red hair once the Romans took over. And they turned Zeus to Jupiter and all that other stuff, right? When Zeus was Zeus and he was Dan, or Odan, he was a nigga. Because Dan is who started it, and Dan wasn't. He's one of the 12 tribes. all that type of stuff is history they don't teach you. That's why when you watch the Hercules cartoon from back in the day, and you see the beginning of it, and they got all them terracotta
Statues, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
statues and all them vases and stuff, you see black people in the vases. It's because black people was the real people that was over there at the time. It wasn't the white folks. You got the black folks on the vases, and then you got white Hercules with red hair. It don't make no sense.
Hey, we ran China too for a period of time too.
Definitely were. They had a famous, and Japan, there's a famous samurai named Osaka, right?
Yeah, that black samurai.
Yeah, they just put him in the movie and everything like that, right? So there was more samurais than that was black. Yeah, Yasuke, Sake, Yasuke, whatever his name is. Asuke. Go ahead.
So if we keep doing, doing our scriptures,
We actually gonna tell you.
So why don't we rule the world to begin with? Your God made us to be Israelites and let us
Did rule the
perish.
world. That's what we just said. We ruled it and then we lost it.
So why would your God let us lose it?
It's about, all right, look. Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm explaining.
Verse 15, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
So he gave us a warning, right? You ever heard of you have a dad?
Nah, he died in the military.
I'm sorry.
It's straight. I don't remember him, so I don't have any.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Well, you got a mom, right?
Yeah.
Has she ever chastised you before? Did she ever punish you for doing something you did wrong? All right, look, so, yeah, I know you don't like chastisement, right? Everybody hates that. But the thing is, the Most High, our God, as you said, right, is a father to us, right? He's our father. When Pops get mad, Pops beat your ass, right?
That's facts.
Well, my dad did. The Bible says to don't spare the rod or you spoil the child. It's telling you, make sure you protect your dad, right? I ain't saying about child abuse. It's called it's not child abuse. You don't beat him till he's black and blue. You just give him a pat. You know, you cry a little bit, you make him feel better afterwards. Tell him, son, I don't like to do that.
You don't kill him.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
That don't mean
it's like,
abuse.
child abuse is different. It's not the same. I was never abused by my parents. I never got hurt. I never got bruised. Never got sent to the hospital. None of that crap. A whooping is different. I don't know why people always think it's certain people think it's child abuse. That means y'all parents were whooping y'all ass and it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, that's not what the Bible says. No,
The government made it easy to apply child abuse when you get
It
disciplined.
doesn't condone innocent people dying.
So what
Nobody.
about the children of Palestine and the Holocaust and slavery?
They're not innocent. And for one, hold on, I'm explaining.
The babies?
Wait, you
The babies that was feeding to the
asked me a
crocodiles and
question, right?
slavery?
You asked me a question.
Hey, we say
Okay, so we believe in something called reincarnation, right? So if you reincarnated, there's something like George Washington. Did he ever get punished for slavery? Or did he die as slave master that was ruling the world? Okay, so if you believe in regeneration or reincarnation, the thing would be is he lives through his ancestors, right? So at some point he's gonna come back to one of his relatives, right?
Yeah, like
When
blood work.
What?
It's like, well, in my native side, it's like blood work.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. But yeah, okay. Because I'm Comanche, but we don't deal with that. So yeah. That shit threw me off a little bit. So yeah, we gonna end up having a, like, what the fuck was I saying, bro? She threw me off with that butt.
Basically talking about regeneration.
Regeneration, right? Alright, so George Washington was gonna come back, right? In the kingdom, he would come back as a slave to us, right? Right now, if he's here, he just came back as another white boy that can go to work, right? So he's not getting punished for anything. We have a punishment that came to us, right? He's giving us a warning right here that I'm about to read to you, right? Now, as I said before, something about possession. There's only one people that this dude care about. The reason I asked about a dad is because dads are notorious, especially black fathers. When a son comes to them, asks them something, and they say no, and they go, well, Lil Bobby get to do it. My pops always used to say, I don't give a damn about Lil Bobby. I ain't his daddy, I'm yours, motherfucker.
Damn.
So, sorry for the cursing, guys. But yeah, so that's what my pops used to tell me, right? Same thing with my mom. The Most High is like that. He don't care about nobody else on the planet. The church has made it think that he's a God for everybody, that he cares about everybody. The Bible never said that. The Bible he's possessive is only for the Israelites. He only cares about them. In fact, after you finish this, I'm going to show you where he says everybody else, the Palestinian babies, the Jewish babies, African babies, Chinese babies,
all of them,
and their mamas and daddies, they're all nothing but a bottle of spit to the Most High in the Bible. They don't read you that part in the Bible because they don't want you to think so. They want you to think that God loves everybody, right? But in the Bible, when it says God so loved the world is actually Israel. Earth would be the whole everybody. There's different worlds in the Bible with an S. The one world he cares about is the world that he chose, that he gave his son to. His son is an Israelite. from the tribe of Judah, according to Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. So the world he gave him, or the nation he gave him to, was Israel. The only nation he cares about is Israel. He don't care about Palestine or Africa or anything like that. But we can prove it in the Bible. Go ahead. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now, the first curse is we're going to be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. That's why every single city in America, you don't see Palestinians cursed, because they're in heaven, actually, right? Just not in their own land right now, because there's a prophecy that says that the Jewish people, the fake Jews, are a bastard that dwell in Ashdod, and that they will take away the pride of the Philistines, right? That's Zechariah 9 and 6, I believe. So that means that there's going to be a war where they go get to take their land, like they did in 1948, which is really our land that they were holding for us, right? They actually said that. Their president, Gamal Nasir, said that the real Jews left here black, and you motherfuckers came here white, so we cannot accept you, and it's going to be war in the land until you guys leave and they get back here.
That's the Egyptian president.
The Egyptian president. He was really Palestinian. So his name was Gamal Nasir. He said that in 1952, right? They got there in 1948. So he told them the niggas were supposed to be here, got them, took the land, so we're going to have a war. And we've been fighting ever since. Netanyahu is in the middle of getting the same charges put on him that Donald Trump had just got put on him, right? The difference is he can actually lose power and he can't go back into being president. He started a war to stop himself from losing power, right? As long as this war continues, they can't put him in court and lock him up and stuff like that, right? So that's the reason he's doing it. It's the prophecy being fulfilled though. He's removed the pride of the Philistines, messed up their land, killed a bunch of people, right? I think 1,000 Jewish people died and now 41,000 Palestinians have died, right? So it's all prophecy though. Prophecies have to be fulfilled, whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
And for us, anything we have here in America or any place that we're taken captive by these Edomites, who they call Europeans or so-called white people, right? Anything we have here is going to be cursed. You're not fully going to get to live it out. Like you see, Diddy got to live out and become a billionaire and stuff, and now he's locked up. Jay-Z he got to become a billionaire, he's going to be next. 50 Cent's gay too, he's going to be after that, right? So a lot of people don't know that. It's going to come out. Gay Fox was in line. The baby, right? They didn't take the pictures of him at the all-white party last year because if he ever mess up, they gonna do it to him too, right? Drewski, I went to school with him. I know everything that's going on. I played football with his manager. They called him at the party too. He told me it's for that reason, right? If he ever mess up and go out of line, you know, that's his ass, Mr. Postman, right? So, and as long as they decide to do what they do, then they get to, you know, shoot up in prosperity and stuff like that. The people they're working for are the Jewish people, the ones that stole our identity, right? They're the ones that get the power that we're supposed to have, that we lost because we didn't listen to the laws, statutes, and commandments that our God gave us, right? You come back to those laws, you get your power back. As long as you stay away from those laws, you worried about Palestinians dying and shit. I don't give a damn, because they in our land anyway. The prophecy says they all have to die before we get back to them. You can think it's crazy, but they don't care about us dying. They didn't come help us when we were in slavery.
They strung up did.
They didn't come show. They had the power and the resources. They had boats. The Philistines are the most. They were called Tyre and Sidon. We were in the Bible. They've been a seafaring people since the beginning, before Christ. They were the best people in the seas. They were the Olmecs, right? Olmecs are Philistines, the original ones.
You want to change Atlantic slave?
Huh?
You want to change Atlantic slave?
Yeah. They didn't come and help us with that. They just gave the Jewish people the boats to put us on, right? Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, so they don't give a damn about you. But in America, they're making you give a damn about them because of the propaganda that they're putting out there. They ain't got you worried about your own people in the hood, though. You ain't scared about the black baby and mama that's strung out on crack right now, shit. But you're worried about them damn, you know.
We can't even pay our bills.
150,000 miles away.
We're sending $1 billion overseas, right?
That's the issue. They don't want you worried about your people. They want you worried
You
about
can't pay our
everybody
bills
else.
because Trump and them send $1 billion over to Israel to blow up baby.
That wasn't Trump.
No, we can't pay our bills because the systematic things that we have here in place for us. People got money here. Like niggas pay money to go to courses. Huh? Learn how to do Toro and Airbnb and real estate and shit, right? So they got money to do stuff. We're not putting our money in the right thing because the systematic things they have in place to not make us want to do that. Niggas want to be Cardi B and Offset instead of, you know, something else, right? So that's the difference. It's because people are caught up in the system, what they call the matrix, right? So if our people get about the matrix and realize what the heck is really important, and come back to it, you'll start to realize what's not important, which is everybody else. And they're treating you as if you're not important, right? That's why they keep walking by. They ain't listening to what's going on because they know it's going to be business. But we decide to make everything else our business. That's the problem. But it's prophecy. Okay. Hold on, what you reading? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 49. You said you're Native American, right?
Yeah.
You know what tribe?
No. My dad passed. I ain't got enough time to speak to him
At
about
least
that.
she's going off her dad. That's good. You know the Bible says that you are what your father is? Numbers 1 and 18. So your pedigree is determined by your father, like the seed, right? If I put a seed in the ground, if it's an apple seed, can an orange tree pop up or an apple tree? So even in nature, you are what your father is. The women don't carry the sperm, the man does, right? I have the egg that incubates the baby. The baby still can look like you, but the seed of the father is, or the seed of the father is what determines the baby, right? That's why Janet Jackson came out and told everybody that Kamala Harris is actually a white man, or a white woman, because her dad is a slave master. She's the descendant of Hamilton Brown, the worst slave master from Jamaica, right? He got paid the equivalent of 11 million euros in the 1800s because he had so many slaves. He had 2 different plantations. Right? So she's got a white side and an Indian side. Her dad is the one that told everybody that. New York Times put out the post and Irish Times put out the post. His quote, telling you he's actually the descendant of a white guy. He's Jamaican, but he's not white Jamaican. I mean, he's not black Jamaican, he's white Jamaican. Because there are white Jamaicans. You just don't think so. Ain't none of them fast enough to make the track team, but they do have white people in Jamaica.
Chinese people in Jamaica?
Yeah. And Indian people. They call them moolies, right? Coolies.
Coolies? That's like Trinidad. I can't put Jamaica too.
Yeah, in Jamaica too. That's what her mama is, right? Her mama is the Indian. Because what happened was, the white people, her slave master, like daddy and stuff, right? They brought East Indians from East India to be slaves first to the Jamaicans, right? In Trinidad. The British people did. Because they thought that they would be better slaves, cheaper. They were cheaper in labor, right? As far as having to buy them from people. Because the Dutch people had a monopoly on the folks in West Africa, right? Since 1455. They tell you the slave trade started in 1619. It started in 14-something. 1450-something.
200 years before.
Yeah. So, it was actually King James trying to help us out. That started the 1619 thing. They killed King James, who was a black man, and then they put us in slavery. They were actually supposed to go enslaved. That's how the Irish indentured servitude thing happened. Irish people were supposed to be the first slaves on the boats. And once Oliver Cromwell and Anthony Weldon killed King James, like I said, was black man, they switched up the thing and put all the black people that were in Europe. Like if you ever seen the movie Othello, they have black folks, and Othello was a black man, right?
How you doing, sis?
Shakespeare was black, all that type of stuff. That's historically accurate movie. You know what I'm saying? All them black people that was back then, they got put on the slave ships by those white people after they killed King James.
Everybody in history is black?
I didn't say that. I just said that the rulers of those places that can tell you in Europe, majority of them were white people, unless they were in Rome. So we started Greece, we started Europe, we started Ireland, Scotland, Wales, the Netherlands. You know, Scandinavia is named after one of the tribes of Israel, the tribe of Dan. The Danube River, the Danes, the Danites, right? Anglo-Saxons were black people. They were the angelic sons of Isaac, who was the son of the father of the man Jacob, who was the father of the 12 tribes. Their non-angelic son is the white man, who is Esau, right? Esau means wasted away is he because they have no melody. That's what his name means. Now we call them white people. They call us black.
They've been stealing identities for...
And they just keep changing their name and changing our name, so neither of us know who we are in history. But there's books. That's why if you want to hide something from a nigga, you put it in the book, right?
Yeah.
We don't read nothing. We just go by what they tell us in school, thinking they're telling us the truth. They tell you what they want you to believe because they know that whatever they tell you is going to make you not want to look some stuff up, right? Like Obama's not our people, that's why he never did nothing for us. He's an Egyptian. In the Bible, it says that the Egyptians and the Negroes, right, they're different. Everybody's skin to you ain't kin to you. So, give me no, 68. Jump in.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So Egypt in the Bible is slavery. It's going to take us into slavery again with ships. That's what it means. The name Egypt by the people there were called Kemet. In Hebrew, it's called Mizraim. So the word Egypt is a Greek word that the white people put in here because Egypt is what it meant for slavery to the Israelites, right? So, and it's a Greek word that means Mizraim. Right? When you go into Exodus 20 and 2, it actually gives you a definition of Egypt. It tells you house of bondage, right? So, and that God took us out of a house of bondage. This is telling you that God's going to bring us back into a house of bondage with ships if we don't listen to these lost acts and commandments. That was your transatlantic slave trade in 14 something, 16 something. So, yeah, that's that. We got Acts. What else was I going to show y'all?
It's the rest of it. I just By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the place that he told us we were going to be at, which is Israel, you'll never see it again. Niggas think their homeland is Africa, so when you go home, you're going to Africa instead of Israel. So you ain't doing enough research, right? You ain't asking none of the people in Africa where they come from. They'll all tell you from the east, that way, right? All their elders tell you come from Israel. You've been stuck over here because the white folks came there. And recently they started something called allowing black people to come over there through the year of return, right? Israel did it first, then Ghana did it, but Israel's still doing it. We got people in Demona right now in motion, dodging bombs. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Yep, and there in America, or those places that you'd be taken to captivity by ship, because it wasn't just Americans, other places, you'd be sold to your enemies. Not your friends Ricky and Bobby, like they want you to think now, right? Even though they have decayed, right? You still get nervous when the white cop get behind you. Because spiritually, your spirit knows they're your enemies, even though you try to make them your friends.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For bondmen and slave men and slave women. Technically what you still on today, that's why they can kill you and get off in our guilty. Alright, go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall save you. That's why Martin Luther King got shot and then suffocated. That's why I didn't know he was suffocated.
No, I know.
That's why what's his name? Malcolm X got shot in the chest with a 12 gauge, right? Up close. A hole in his body. Looking naughty. Noble Drew Ali, dead. Right? What's the dude from the Black Panthers?
One in Chicago.
All of them dead.
He
They all died, right? None of them could save us because, according to the law, only people that will be able to put us in a position to be saved are people that are actually keeping the law. Malcolm X knew we were the Israelites. They thought we weren't supposed to keep the Bible because of the Jewish people. Martin Luther King found out we were the Israelites and actually went over to Israel and was told by their president we were the Israelites. And when he came back and told us we were the Israelites, his last speech to us was, he integrated us into a burning house. He won't make it to the promised land with us, which is Israel. But he knows that if we can stay on the straight and narrow, we'll make it to the promised land. And when they went outside on the balcony, they shot him in the face. Or the chest. I think it was the head.
Yo, before they leave, it's something I want to share with them.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's something that you said, right? And Stick, I want you to be able to add to it. You said something about praying to your ancestors. Do you do that normally?
It's spiritual, so I believe it.
Is that what you do?
You believe in African spirituality or specific spirituality?
African and Native.
Mixing two
I am both of them, so
you are with your father. He is
also
with
my
his father.
mama.
Yeah, alright.
I want to read the scripture to you, right? Because what happened is we see in throughout our culture where when we was reaching out to the dead or to the ancestors, you know what I'm saying? We was actually getting punished for doing that. That's not our culture. That's another African or Hamitic or another nation's culture that we adopted and started diving into.
And in the book of Ezra and Nehemiah, people got punished for following their mother's culture instead of their father's culture.
That's right.
I mean, which is true, because obviously if you're not of that descent and you try to do that, of course you're going to be punished, but I'm of that descent.
No, but even if
You're of the descent of your father. You said your father was Native American.
if it's Native American, that's not his culture.
Native
That's
Americans
why
are
they got killed.
That's why we got ran over by the
That's why they got smashed. That's the point. You
kept the Bible.
Do you understand? My bad. Do you understand the point that we're making right now?
Yeah.
Right? The reason we in the condition we in because we wouldn't stop doing these things that we weren't supposed to do. We made it our culture, but it was never really our culture. Read this real quick, and I'm gonna slide it
When
out.
you finish, I want to do
All right.
Ezra chapter 13.
Isaiah
Show
chapter
what the natives are supposed to be doing when they got here.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God, for the living to the dead?
So shouldn't they seek after their own gods? From the living to the dead, there is no life in the dead. The dead is dead.
How you gonna pray for your ancestors? You pray to your ancestors, you pray with your ancestors, and they sleeping.
You don't know what spirit is coming through your so-called ancestors. Because they're dead.
It ain't your ancestors.
It ain't your ancestors. It's something else that's coming
through. You know that
through.
tarot card movie y'all saw? They be praying to their ancestors. All them scary movies where they be praying to their ancestors and it's never really the ancestors to come back. So the spirit start killing everybody in the house. Right? It's not no right way to do it. It's because it's always going to be like
Solomon thought he was doing it right.
Yeah.
And he ended up losing everything. he ended up losing the whole kingdom
We actually here because of Solomon thinking he was doing it wrong.
because he was doing it right. He had access
Thanks, Judah.
to every spirit, every demon, every spirit. He had access to it all. He was the wisest man on the earth.
Yeah,
He had
300 wives
all of
teaching him
that.
how to do that stuff.
All of that. Shoot, 300 wives? No, 700.
Yeah.
700 wives and 300 concubines.
The concubines was the ones teaching him. That's what I was talking about.
But did you finish that verse?
The foreign women.
Yeah, that verse 20. I got it.
Go ahead, read that, and then we're gonna get Elio.
Yeah.
Verse 20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word.
So if a spirit come to you, not according to the word, that's why it's important for you to learn the word.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know what's according to the word. You think you know. Tell you drink applesauce and eat brown sugar, and you don't think, oh damn, that's what I'm supposed to do today. Drink applesauce and eat brown sugar. I'm just
Oh, he gave me so much energy today. I'm feeling so
And
good.
then you drink applesauce and eat brown sugar, and you end up allergic to both of them when you drink them together, and you die.
You never know what the reaction could be. That's the point. Finish that out, and then we get his.
It is because there is no light in them.
That means there's no wisdom. There's no light in the day. That's the light. That's wisdom. There's no understanding from that thing that you're trying to reach out to.
You might think it is because you're thinking your brain is giving you a strong delusion. As to that spirit just told me something great. Really, your brain, which is your heart, which is really your brain, is evil. It's extremely deceitful and desperately wicked, as the Bible says, right? So it can find ways to deceive you, right? That's why niggas get scared when the lights get off. Niggas get scared in the dark because your brain makes you think something different.
Your brain.
Desperately wicked, right? That's right. Deceitful.
That's what they call a heart in the scripture.
Yeah, it's really a heart.
That was the end of the verse. All right, so you wanted 13.
No, I want that. Yeah, 13 and
The
14.
book of Second Esdras, chapter 13
I'm gonna
and
show you
verse
what the
40.
natives were supposed to be doing here. And then when they started doing carving cochina dolls and praying to spirits, that ain't what they were supposed to be into, right? We was never supposed to have anything to do with that. Go ahead. That's something we learned
Natives is
from.
black too?
Huh?
Natives is black too?
A lot of them were.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't look like black per se, but he's a light skinned brother. But yeah, they were black natives for sure. Different tribes. There's brown and black natives. Go ahead.
Verse 40.
They
Second
all one and
Esdras,
the same.
chapter 13 and verse
All
40.
came from the same boat that we're about to read about right now. They just came with different people. Some of them stayed to the east, which according to Columbus, looked black, and the ones that moved over to the left or more towards the plains, they moved with the Assyrians and they ended up mixing with them, and they look the same as the Mexicans and stuff like that. Go ahead.
All right, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
When you go into the book of Kings, like we were just talking about, after Solomon died and he went off, the whole kingdom got split into two. Then we went into captivity. The northern kingdom, or Hispanics, Native Americans, went into captivity first. It was a place called Assyria, right? By Shalmaneser and Tiglath-Pileser. He took them into captivity in like 736 BC. By 722 BC, they came to America, right? This is explaining you how they got to the Americas and stuff like that and what they were supposed to do. We think they're indigenous to the Americas. When you actually go to a tribal location or pull up at a powwow and talk to the people, right? We'll all tell you that whole indigenous crap that Dan Calloway dumbass be teaching people is not true. Go ahead.
All right, so those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, so they came into another land.
They took us into the waters of the Euphrates River. We hopped on a boat from Kuwait. We sailed all the way around Africa and docked in South America, right? And we moved up from there. It took us how long? Go ahead.
And it took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
So the whole goal was to leave everybody that took us into captivity and go somewhere further where what?
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where there was nobody to make us go off, no idolizing, no other gods, no African or Indian or anybody's spirituality to make us go off, right? The problem was we took people with us that was into that. Go ahead.
That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
That we might keep the law that Moses told us to keep in our own land that we didn't keep, which is why we had those curses come upon us that put us in captivity. Right? Go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood that they were passed over.
So we've heard of the Mayans and the Aztecs being real good at, turning the fly up. I'm looking at the calendar and looking at the stars and being able to navigate, looking at the Big Dipper and all that crap, right? The Northern Star and all that stuff, right? That's the gift that they were giving you to read about in Deuteronomy 33 and Genesis 49, right? They used that gift to help us navigate through the waters that we equipped in the Americas whenever mankind dwelt. Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go.
And after we docked in South America, obviously the only place to go is north. Since we populated South America, Central America, North America, and then the islands, there'd be a lot of stuff that we had to take over, right? A long way to go to populate all that. Go ahead.
Namely of a year and a half.
It took us a year and a half to walk from here to there, right? Go ahead.
The same region is called Arsar.
And Arsar is what they called it. In the Hebrew, that means a place where never man dwelt, right? Or a place where no man's ever been, right? No man's land. That's the crackers call it today. Go ahead.
They dwelt there until later time, and now when they shall begin to come.
And they're still going to be here now until the time that Christ comes back, the real one, to bring us back to the land that we didn't get back to, right? Which is also how you know the fake people aren't people, because the Bible prophesies the real Israelites will go back after World War III, and, you know, in spaceships that everybody can see.
So, after World War III, you're supposed to go back.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna survive the nuclear bomb.
I don't know about you, but we hopefully, yeah.
I mean, if Russia dropped the biggest bomb that
So here's the thing, right? We're not going to be here when the nuclear bomb hits, right? There's the Christians or Jehovah's Witnesses, they teach you about a rapture, right?
Where you gonna be at?
They don't teach you how that happens. You probably, if you
I gotta let me know how to survive a nuclear bomb. I gotta hit it.
I'm about to explain it to you.
Please
Listen. You might have, if you've been paying attention to the news in the last year, you've seen them show you UFO sightings, right? In the Bible, UFOs are not UFOs. They're actually chariots, right? They're how the angels travel through earth, okay?
Sometimes they call clouds.
Or clouds, right? They travel in a cloud, yeah. Typically, they're hidden by clouds, right? Which is why they're called clouds, because you'll see a cloud just,
Yeah.
and people have caught it on, Instagram, TikTok, all that type of shit. You can look it up. So, that is the chariots, right? In the book of Isaiah, when it prophesies Christ coming back, he's going to come back with a bunch of chariots, right? These chariots are going to be picking up the chosen people that have that mark, that have come back to their law, statutes, commandments. They're wearing the garments that the Israelites are supposed to wear according to the Bible, and they have this mark on them that's going to, allow them to pick them up, right? Spiritual mark, so to speak.
When after the bomb is gonna hit?
Before
The bomb is
yeah,
gonna hit?
an hour before the bombs hit, these people get picked up. Everybody that thought this was a lie get to see them get picked up, and then the bombs start flying, and then y'all die. That's how it works, according to the prophecy. That's the rapture. That's why when you see it in what's that TV show? The Simpsons, right?
Oh yeah, The Simpsons.
When it happens in The Simpsons, everybody starts floating up. Dude just having sex with the girl, and the dude having sex goes up, right? I think Lois goes and Homeboy stays, all that type of stuff, right? It's different things happening. So, that's the whole situation, right? It's people gonna get beamed up, and then they, in them shits, gonna go to the wilderness. Then it's gonna be a separation of the wheat and the tares in the wilderness, right? Then there's gonna be another war with all the people, all the nations that weren't in America, right? Like Putin and all them people that destroyed America at that time. Then they're gonna come against Christ in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. After us in Christ, because we get the spiritual power at that time. So we're going to be whooping their ass like the X-Men and all that stuff, like it says in the book of Joel. That's where they got the X-Men powers and all that type of stuff from. That's actually described, Flash, the super strength, and being able to heal yourself like Wolverine. All of that is described in the Bible for the elect, right?
You think Gene Grey character?
What Gene Grey do?
You're supposed to have power just like Almighty than God.
Yeah,
Probably something like that. You're supposed to be able to do a bunch of miracles.
strange.
You're supposed to be Almighty than God?
We're supposed to be able to do greater things than Christ did the first time he came.
Yeah, the first time he came, healing, mercies,
Yeah,
all
all that
types
type of
of
stuff.
physical powers. Hey, let me bring out something real quick, right? So when he was just talking about the chariots and them taking certain people, we see that in Solomon actually talks about that, right? In the book of Solomon, chapter 5, he's saying that everybody's going to see, right? And it says, and then shall the righteous man stayed up in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. So a lot of these people who had us in slavery, we out here is talking about them, telling them their ultimate
Some of them are your bosses.
telling them what's going to happen
Shake
at
your
the
hand every day.
we're telling at the end of the day they're going to be slaves.
Buck breaking your ass in his ass right.
At the end of the day they're going to be slaves. They're going to die. You're our own people.
That's why he allowed us to go into slavery.
Our own people are going to die. Hear me out, y'all. I'm trying to make it clear. Our own people are going to die, right? But you're going to have some people at the end of the day they're going to stand bold for this truth. And this is what we're doing right now, right? So I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm not going to be too long, right? It says, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So the other nations are going to see us being saved. And they're going to be like, yo, not them. How are they? Them niggas? Them niggas niggas out there on the street
Not
with
just
them
for other
signs.
nations. Some of it's gonna be your own people. Like if y'all
Yeah.
end up knowing a brother that's an Israelite or a sister that's an Israelite, and y'all thinking, yeah, we seen them 3 crazy niggas with them shirts on and them things at the bottom of their shirt. They was trying to tell us about that crazy Bible stuff, man, and and then she get beamed up. Pew! And y'all like, damn, where the hell she go?
That's right. Yeah, the scripture goes on to talk about how they looked at us.
And an hour later, you got
They look at us in derision, right? You might not think about it, but they look at us as slaves. We work and we spend money on their products. Basically, that's it. We invent stuff and they take it. Culture vulture, everything.
Oh, that's prophesied.
Yeah, we know that. They do it to everybody.
So the point that I'm making is
They
that
do it to us.
the point that us, this country was
Everybody else
built
gets
off our
credit for
backs.
this stuff.
Not only just slavery, but commerce.
The
We was
Japanese
the
people got reparations.
we was the first ones on a trade market in Wall Street. And I'm gonna yield on this. The point that I'm making is we don't got too much time left. You know what I'm saying? So whether you hear or forbear, it's gonna come a time where it's gonna go down, and you're gonna be like, damn, what happened to them? They was telling me about this. So that's on y'all.
It's actually gonna be a time before that where y'all are gonna realize we telling the truth, and y'all gonna try to come back, and it's called the famine of the word. All the brothers that y'all learned from the first time and everybody else, they gonna look for us, and we're not gonna be found.
What's up, brother?
You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna be a wrap. That's when y'all gonna know, oh damn, this nigga might have been telling the truth.
A-H-O-S.